Hey guys, thank you for tuning in, and today we're going to talk about one of the most trending plants these days, which is the fiddle fig plant. This plant is considered to be pretty tricky and finicky when it comes to being a house plant. This is not considered to be an easy house plant, but what I'm going to tell you right now is once you start developing a routine for this plant and you know what you need to do with it, this is not a very tricky plant to take care of, so you don't need to scare away from this plant. Let's first talk about the kind of light requirement it needs. So you want to keep your fiddle leaf away from direct sunlight. Direct sunlight for a very long exposure can burn out your leaf. So if you are seeing kind of brown crisping spots in your fiddle leaf fig, try to take it a little bit away from any spot where it is getting a direct sunlight, but it needs very bright and direct sunlight to grow. So if you have a south facing window or a west facing window, try to keep it a little bit away or put a sheer curtain in between for this plant to grow. So for my apartment, what I have done is this is sitting next to a west facing window with a sheer curtain in between, and the distance between the window and this plant is merely like a foot or two, so it's not very far away from the window, but it is thriving there. A south facing window can have similar growth patterns and it will love that spot. Next, also you can keep it near an east facing window. On east facing window, I think you can keep it directly on the window because the sun would not last very long over there, and also the rays are not that sharp and intense in the eastern direction. This plant will not do good in a north facing window. So if you have a south or a west facing window there or an east facing window, I would say you prefer to keep your plants, your fiddle fig there instead of putting it near a north facing window. So that was about the light requirements of this plant. Next thing is about its watering. So for watering, my personal experience has been since this was considered to be a little tricky and finicky plant, I do not water it directly with the tap water. I either keep the water 24 hours to rest and then I water this plant, or what I do is I use the filtered RO water for my plant to be watered. When I water this plant, I always tend to bottom water it. I fill a tray or a box with water and I put my planter in there so the soil can soak up only as much water as it needs, and I'm not over watering this plant. And although this is a cash pot underneath it, even if I water it from top, I might overwater it, so I'm trying to keep away from overwatering this plant. Another thing that you need to take care of for this plant is that its potting mix should be very well drained potting mix. It doesn't like to have a soggy feet, and you should have a little bit of dry spell between watering this plant. So let your plant dry a little, top 2 to 3 inches. Let the plant dry a little, or your potting mix to dry a little, before you can water your plant. Set up a routine. You need to just monitor it for quite few weeks, see when the water dries out, and then you can set up a routine to water your fiddle. The next thing about this plant is you should not put it near vent or AC. This likes very high humidity or high to medium humidity to survive. So this is my living room and it has an open concept kitchen. So the kitchen humidity and the humidity from rest of my plants are also kind of revolving in this room. I have quite close to 50 plants in my living room right now. I think there's a lot of humidity. If you just have like this one plant or a couple more plants, then I would say that you keep it near a water source. Like Keep a pebble tray, fill it with water so that it gets and keep it near it so that it gets that evaporated water, or you can keep a humidifier near it, but don't give it like too much humidity. I would say when you're running your humidifier, just run it for 2 to 3 hours a day, and that should suffice for its humidity needs. I don't think it needs as much humidity as calathea or a caladium would need. It would just do good, because right now the place where it is just getting the kind of humidity from rest of the plants and the kitchen, which is an open concept kitchen here, so that is what it is getting. Other thing is about fertilization. So you should fertilize your plant spring through fall, but how I fertilize my plant is I use liquid seaweed fertilizer. That's the one I use on all my indoor plants. I mix it half concentration in the water that I am going to use on it, and again, as I said, I just bottom water my plants. In this plant, about infestation and anything on this plant, it's you need to keep a close eye on it. If you are seeing kind of yellow spots or leaf falling off, I would suggest take a good look at the underside of the leaves of your plant or the upper sides and see if there are any pest infestations. If you see pest infestations, you can use the neem oil solution. I'm going to put the link up above. You can use that kind of organic solution, douse it with that neem solution, and then always use the organic neem solution pesticide on it during evening, and the next morning you can wash it off and then just have your plant there. So another thing that I do with this plant is every month, not always, there are very few leaves right now, so I can do that. Every month I just take 250 ml of normal tap water or the RO water, and I mix 2 drops of neem oil to it with 2 drops of lemon juice, and lemon juice is just to emulsify that oil in that water. I drench a paper towel or a soft cotton napkin with it, and I wipe off all these leaves and the underside. I also make sure to wipe off the underside of these leaves, and that kind of tend to keep away any pest infestation that might have attacked my plant. So those were the tips and tricks that can lead you to have a happy fiddle fig in your care. If you like this video, then please hit the like button and also consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.